Today we're going to talk about the PTR Vent 3. This is the new kit on the block, 3D printed flow through, reduced back pressure suppressor. It's significantly lighter than everything else on the market, especially its RC2. We're going to have this out here as just a standard baseline comparison. We're going to be shooting them on two 11.5 ARs today, and we're going to go over so we're going to compare these two cans. We're going to give you our opinions on sound, gas reduction, and then weight on the end of the rifle.
So we got two carbines here, right? 11.5. Got a quintessential RC2. Everybody's got this. Everyone at the shop has at least one. Probably it's their first can. I know it was mine. Here we got a really cool 3D printed suppressor from PTR, number 3, right? 556. Things to keep in mind when buying a suppressor. So everybody is going to the RC2, disregarding the fact that they do not come with muzzle devices. So anywhere in the ballpark of, let's say, 150, 180 for any kind of muzzle device you're going for, on top of this guy. So these guys go about 1,200 these days. PTR going about 1,400. It is a direct thread when you do get it from the factory. A lot of guys like running that on their gun and just keeping suppressors dedicated to the gun. We usually like running the hub system. This one, if you can unscrew that guy right there. Really simple and easy. Let's say you have 10 or 15 guns, same caliber, go ahead and change them really quickly. So those guys are going anywhere from, let's say, 75 bucks to about 125, depending on which accoutrements you're going for.
But the RC2 will lock up on there.
Yes. So with this guy, some folks don't know, if this guy is carbon locked on there, we go ahead and undo the collar system, and we do pop a live round in a safe direction. And that guy comes off.
Shoot that sucker off.
No balls, prove it.
Like that.
That's quite loud.
Here's a fucking hole.
Damn.
Yeah, it's good. It's dirty. It's good though. That's a Surefire guarantee. You get the shot because it's really hot.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of damage. That's actually a really good point. These guys are pretty durable. So these guys are pretty durable, right? They're essentially the tanks of the suppressor world. A lot of guys downrange, a lot of guys in departments, a lot of civilian use. So highly recommended for that durability use, but that's how you take that guy off. It's pretty cool. That's the first time we actually done that here. So
if you don't have an RC2, get one.
I agree.
But if you want something a little bit cooler, consider the PTR.
So the Marine back there says we're shooting green crayons, but these are the green tips.
Shots on the PTR. Don't shoot the ground, dude. They're gonna skip. Shoot the railroad tie.
So initial impressions, how are you feeling with that guy?
I've had my RC2 for almost 5 years, and I've had a lot of rounds on it. This is it's a different suppressor overall. The reduced gas is very noticeable. There's no question about it. RC2 is a gassy can, always will be. But if you're a normal dude shooting, I think the PTR is probably the better can for you. If you're more full auto mag dumps in the trash, I would say RC2 is probably better.
So initial impressions, straight away I did notice a deeper tone. Anybody from the audience, what are you guys thinking?
Yeah, for sure.
A little bit lower in the bass. Gas wise, I didn't notice, even with a few strings there. Anybody notice gas differences from 2?
You guys should. Did you switch guns yet?
Negative.
You should. Let's do that. Switch guns. Try that and then shoot them.
Ooh, that is hot through the glove.
Yeah.
All right.
This is hot through the fucking rail covers.
Ready? Go. How are you noticing that gas? I'm getting almost nothing over. It's a little windy right now, so caveat.
You can do a lot to try to negate some of the gas. Heavier buffer, nice charging handle. This particular rifle is not bad at all. I would say this one was built fairly nice. A lot less gas in my rifle, that's for sure.
So definitely source all the parts from our shop. But we are running the Geisley Super 42 double braided H3 buffer in this guy. We are running an 11.5, so just a tiny bit better gas reciprocation and then just management versus, let's say, a 10. And we are running the V7 gas tube, so just a little bit more stout and then just a Daniel bolt. But let's run a little bit more. Yeah. Clear.
I got one round left.
So I'm gonna say it, I'm still pretty impressed with the RC2. But gas wise, I looked over a few times, definitely a little bit more gas coming out of that guy. So let's say you are running a really short gun. Cool thing about this guy, you can run it up to 10.
10.3 is the barrel
10.3.
restriction, barrel length.
So pretty cool. You can run it that short. 3 mags of full auto,
90 rounds.
90 rounds.
Full auto rated 90 rounds is the firing schedule.
So pretty impressed with this guy. Still not super hot. I don't see any huge mirage coming out of that. So I know on some 3D printed cans, you can start seeing that mirage. I don't know if you can see it now. I physically do not see it. So again, pretty impressive for the material that is included in this guy. And of course, RC2 is still rock and rolling.
Yeah, the PTR is definitely better for the average consumer, even though it is slightly more expensive. Overall, I think you would be happier with the PTR. And that's someone whose first can was an RC2. It's the only can that I really shoot, and I love it to death, but there is better options, especially for the average American, I would say.
So kind of springboarding off of that, there's different phases of shooting, right? So some guys, hey, I'm burning down maybe 500 rounds every range session, right? Cool. Are you mag dumping? Are you training? Are you doing drills? Or hey, we're just there to plink and have fun. Cool. Compound that with, let's say, a whole year's worth of that. Are you getting, let's say, 1,000 rounds out of a year? 1,000 rounds out of one training day, right? And I would agree with you. This is probably a more consumer-friendly suppressor. It's going to be definitely, again, another caveat. This is a very nice built rifle. That's a decently built rifle right there. Something that might be slapped together could be a little bit more gassy. This is going to be probably the one that assists that without having to put too many parts in there. So
I think that PTR could fill a role for potentially someone who hunts with a 5.56,
Yeah.
maybe, who's looking for something that's super lightweight, that has a fantastic sound suppression performance, but isn't necessarily worried about, you know, doing full auto or
absolutely.
Yeah, if
doing
you
a bunch
don't
of
have
drills.
access to a machine gun, I would say PTR, or if you're, like Kevin said, if you're doing a couple hundred rounds every training session, I would say the RC2 is going to be better in that particular case just because it's more durable, but lightweight, reduced back pressure, I think that's a winner. And that's coming from someone, I think there's 5 RC2s between us here, and I would probably say most of us would take the PTR.
Let me say this. Very optimized gas system. You are getting more of that further out the front, right? You're not getting flash. I'm not seeing flash out of this guy. We are running green tips. So I'm very impressed with that. I know some...
And on an 11.5 too.
11.5. So possibly on other suppressors or shorter guns, you can see a lot more of that flash dispersing out the front, but it's pretty good.